The dark side of YouTube, a place I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before. One minute you're watching a video essay about the history of Wii Sports speedruns, and the next you're watching a 50-view analog horror video. A lot of times just clicking around will lead you down some pretty crazy rabbit holes, some of which will lead you to some very unnerving channels. Some of these channels can be art projects that show just how disturbing certain concepts can be, while other channels hide their own dark secrets. Today, we'll be looking at some of these channels ourselves. From an odd project to one of the most unnerving channels I've ever seen, welcome to the darkest channels on YouTube.
This is a Funhouse feature presentation. Let the entertainment begin!
I'm sure pretty much everyone here knows about the Walton Files. If you don't, it's an analog horror series heavily inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's that has created its own cult fanbase through its unique art style and great storytelling. So, why am I telling you about this series? Because the first channel, Bond Films, has a very similar, but different, story on its hands that's just beginning to flourish. Out of the 10 videos on the channel, 8 have this Walton Files style of production. Despite the similarities between the two channels, the unique atmosphere that this channel is able to create still sets it apart. The common thread between these videos is the emptiness that they make you feel. They harbor a level of tension that keeps you focused on every little thing that's going on. Although I won't be analyzing this series, I have enough analysis videos coming up as it is, I will explain what the series is about. In the mid-1970s, a sandwich restaurant called Jackie and Friends was opened. At first, this seemed like another Showbiz Pizza clone, but of course, this is far from the case. Both the restaurant itself and its parent company, the now defunct Funhouse Incorporated, hold some very dark secrets. As the plot unravels, you'll become increasingly unnerved with each episode. There are a lot of different art projects on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen some of these before, and I'm sure that some of them have creeped you out. One you may have not heard of is Boyceford. Boyceford is truly an indescribable experience. It's genuinely hard for me to even put into words the talent and intensity that this channel holds. The first video on this channel, Take Care, pretty much encapsulates the energy of the entire channel itself. At first, the video is pretty lighthearted, even cute to some, saying, "These are troubling times, my friend." During such tribulation, let us focus on the small victories. Waking at a reasonable hour, exercising consistently, ignoring the noises downstairs, staying productive. Before the camera walks down the stairs and shows a creature standing in the corner. This creature says,
"Do you know what day it is? When did you last go outside? When did you last see your friends, your family?"
This shows the seamless transition between a lighthearted scene and a pretty terrifying one, all while telling a story. This one being of the struggles people have faced during quarantine, such as isolation from loved ones and losing motivation. Every single video on this channel conveys some type of message. The use of distressing music and disturbing animation is extremely prevalent here. There also may be more to these than meets the eye, although from what I've seen I doubt it's an ARG. Nonetheless, this entire channel is an art project that you need to see for yourself. The Backrooms, Pilot Red Sun, Analog Horror, and Adult Swim bumpers. What do you get when you combine all of these things together? Well, you get Sobog. I first discovered this channel through its video with no title, and because of how similar the animation was to Pilot Red Sun, I decided to check out more. This caused me to stumble upon their Backrooms series, which, although short, is one of the better put together series out there. Obviously we know who made the best one, but that's for another video. This series in particular shows how talented the creator is, and how distressing they can make their content. Each video progresses a bit more, showing the struggle of someone desperately wandering the backrooms, trying to get out. This channel is able to use phenomenal editing, realistic visuals, and at times uncanny animation to create an atmosphere that should only be experienced. In late 2017, I found a huge cardboard box filled with VHS tapes my dad made during the late 70s to early 80s. I've decided to archive them on YouTube. My dad, Morgan Falk Turner, was once partners with Marcus Lawson and Hank Brandon Reynolds and worked for Canyon Computers. He theorized the ROM disk, created the first home hard drive that could store more than 1 gigabyte, and designed the new Colorado Field Computer Megafarm and the Turner Assembly, a machine that could potentially make humans immortal. I'll upload and update the archives every once in a while. Many tapes are very worn down and will take time to be restored enough to be digitalized. Stay tuned. This is the channel trailer for my Happiest Days. Every single video in this archive shows the unraveling psyche of a man that has gone too far. A man that's chosen to push the limit when he shouldn't have. A man that didn't know what he had until he lost it all. There are currently 15 videos on this channel of varying lengths. Each video seems to get worse and worse as time goes on, revealing a little bit more of the darkness that lies within each tape.
Мой первый, я даже не знаю, как это назвать, говно какое-то, ну. Я попробую снять Skywars, я даже не знаю, настроил ли модикам, я даже не знаю, говорю ли я сейчас в микрофон.
When watching that clip, you may have assumed that this video was just a regular Minecraft video made by a kid, the same as many other videos here on YouTube, and you'd be right. However, this wasn't just any kid. No, this was Vladislav Slayakov. For some of you, that name may already ring a bell, but for those of you that don't know, I'll fill you in. Vlad was a troubled guy. His father and mother broke up, and not long after, his father sustained a head injury, causing him to be much more aggressive towards Vlad. On top of this, his mother was a Jehovah's Witness and limited his social activity, not even allowing him to use a computer until the age of 16. He of course was also ridiculed and bullied at his school that he attended, Kirch Polytechnic College. However, despite everything I said, what happened next can't be excused by anything that happened to him. On October 17, 2018, a then 18-year-old Vlad went to his former school and proceeded to take the lives of 20 people and injure 70 others before taking his own life. He can be seen in surveillance video wearing a shirt that says hatred. It said that he was a huge fan of Dylan and Eric Harris, and that he claimed that they were awesome. He even took his own life similar to Eric, doing it in the library of his school. It's crazy to think that the same person that felt it necessary to take away and traumatize so many innocent people was once someone that wanted to become a YouTuber like so many of us have before.
This channel is purely about what I just said, which is helping our society, helping our government figure out what's wrong with our country, and hopefully build a better system. Like the wealth inequality that goes on here, the education and opportunity inequalities create this stuff. I mean, I talked to some of these kids or some of these people and said that when they were kids, they had no hope of a bright future. There was no chance of it. So that's what I think needs to change.
What exactly is a normal person? Is it someone that maintains a regular social life, works a job, or goes to school? Is it someone that has a decent upbringing and lives by the status quo? Is it someone that acts socially acceptable? And what happens to those that aren't deemed as normal? Like the homeless, the prostitutes, and even those that may be keeping it in the family, so to speak. Well, the channel, White Underbelly, explores this. This channel interviews all of the people that society casts out. With over 2.7 million subscribers and nearly 1,000 videos, I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen at least one video from them in your recommended before. So many voices that are otherwise unheard are able to be projected to thousands and even millions of people through this channel. Things that you may have wanted to ignore are forced right in front of your eyes. It can be an extremely sobering experience to say the least, but it can also be a very chilling one. The lives these people have led and the suffering these people have undergone or even caused others can be hard to hear about. But adversely, it can be a very motivating thing to see at times. Seeing these people that were dealt some of the worst hands imaginable still have a smile on their face and accept what they're going through shows us all that we need to appreciate anything that we do have because people are happy with much worse. Well, that's another video done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed as always. If you did, like and subscribe with notifications on to see my next video, and make sure to follow my Instagram and Twitter, links below. I'll see you in the next one, and have a good day.